Photo and video tech is advancing so quickly. It's also becoming less expensive to purchase a tool that you can use to create great videos and take awesome photos. We'll be going over some of the tools that are available right now. We'll start with the action camera. GoPro is the more common manufacturer of these great little tools. You can create videos and take good photos with these cameras. You usually need to stay in bright daylight for this. They don't perform very well in the dark or at night. You're limited also to a wide angle lens. Now you can kind of adjust a bit, but you still have this really wide angle lens and there's some distortion in the corners. The other thing that you're limited on is the depth of field. So that never changes. So you have that real wide angle, but there's no separation, no bokeh. You get the same shot over and over again with a GoPro. So you can't really take those portrait photos as well, but the camera's still really good for something that you can have in your pocket or on the go. The trusty DSLR. This Canon 5D Mark IV is a great camera for photography. You can also use it to film great videos. This camera lacks the quality in camera stabilization that the newer mirrorless model cameras have, but it's still a great option. This basically means that if you are filming handheld video, you may get a lot more shake than if you have a camera with the newest in-camera stabilization. So with a camera with in-camera stabilization, which is the one that I'll show you next, the sensor moves with the movement of your hands as you're holding the camera, thus making it a more stable shot. But honestly, these Canon 5Ds, the Canon 6D, I believe this is actually a Canon 60 that I'm showing you, but I am filming this on a Canon 5D on an overhead tripod. But these cameras are great. They take phenomenal photos and they are the trusted tool for a lot of creators out there. And something that came out maybe 6 or 5 years ago are mirrorless cameras. I've been fortunate enough to start my career with the mirrorless camera. I use the Sony a7 III, and so nowadays all of the camera manufacturer companies that matter create mirrorless cameras. These cameras are lighter weight, they come with in-camera stabilization and allow you to take amazing photos and video. In-camera stabilization again is really helpful because it allows you to film footage handheld and it takes out a lot of the camera shake that other cameras have which don't have in-camera stabilization. The next tool is related to audio. You can buy lavalier microphones that plug straight into your camera, or you can buy this awesome wireless lavalier system by Rode. So it's called the Rode Wireless Go. This allows you to record yourself or your subject wirelessly. It feeds the audio straight into your camera and it makes for professional sounding audio. Try to avoid using the microphone on your camera at all times or the microphone on your action camera. They don't sound really good. There's a lot of reverb. The sound is really rough, kind of hurts your ears as you start increasing the volume of that in post-production. But I do want to recognize that we don't always have the luxury of having an external recorder or wireless lavalier mic. So if that's all that you have that's on your camera, that's okay. Now, last but not least, your iPhone. iPhones are still on the cutting edge of video as far as smartphones go. The tech that they use when filming allows for pretty impressive audio quality and the picture is great as long as you're in a well-lit area. In most cases, you will want to film horizontally. The vertical composition works on most social media channels, but horizontal footage is still more commonly edited into video, so keep that in mind. Also great to note that iPhones have in-camera stabilization, so you won't have a lot of micro shakes, which is really what I was mentioning earlier. There's these micro shakes in your hand movements, and sometimes it makes your footage real shaky. So yeah, these are the tools that are available right now. As you kind of grow in your field, you may want to expand, get better models, or eventually purchase a cinema camera, which can be a lot, but you can make great films with it. Now we'll dive into the different types of software that is used to edit videos and photos. I started on Final Cut Pro, it's what you're looking at right now, and it is $299.99. The great thing about Final Cut Pro is that you pay for it once, and as there are updates to the software, you can download them since you already own the license. The kind of disadvantage about this is that it is an Apple product, so you have to have an Apple computer in order to use it. And as you learn more and as you want to take advantage of all the different Adobe products, Final Cut Pro doesn't necessarily play well with the other Adobe software. Adobe Premiere Pro, in my opinion, is more of the industry standard for linear editing software. You can gain access to Premiere and all other Adobe products by paying for the Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. The price for Premiere by itself is $20.99 per month. The price for all of the Adobe products varies depending on if you are a student or if your company is paying for the membership. Visit adobe.com for the latest prices. I recommend the bundle. We will go more in depth on how to record footage and edit it in Premiere in a few lessons. Premiere Pro is a must-have because it works with all other Adobe products, and there's so much more that you can do in Premiere versus the other options. I actually had to learn Premiere because I couldn't work with other people because they were all on Premiere and I was on Final Cut. So it's really helpful to have this software. Not to mention there's Adobe After Effects if you ever want to get into animation. Lightroom is a photo editing software that was made available in 2006. It allows photographers to edit large number of photos on the fly. It's also very streamlined when it comes to batch editing a lot of photos and making minor tweaks and edits as you go. I do want to note that you can edit footage and photos on your smartphone. Adobe and Apple have mobile versions of the software mentioned earlier that allows you to create videos and edit photos on the fly. Adobe has Premiere Rush and Lightroom for mobile, and Apple has the native option that's available on the phone to edit photos, and it also has iMovie, which allows you to edit videos on your phone as well. It's important to note that you can't start editing footage and 500 photos at a time on just any computer. You need to have a computer that at least has 16 gigabytes of RAM and a newer processor. It's also really important to store your raw photo and video on a separate hard drive. You'll notice that as you shoot photos and video, you'll begin to build a pile of data that can clutter your computer storage options and really slow down your computer.